careful as what we're doing with these singers now. Are they going to make it? Yes, they will in some cases. Some people will not have a major career. They might have be in the smaller houses and be extremely happy. But what you've got to understand, you're not going to make it to the top table. You're just not. Some do, and it's still a struggle. And some I've seen who are on their way, and suddenly say, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to leave. And two people from my country have done that, and they've decided it's just too much. So I have to sort of put it to all these young people, if you really want to do it, the profession does choose you. You do not choose the profession. No matter how much you try, you do not choose it. It chooses you. The doors open when you're good, and you can go through. One of my students, who only 3 years ago my foundation supported, was a very small amount of money. He was giving English lessons and piano lessons, something like that, and he was absolutely exhausted. And we said, well, how much money would it take to just sort of help you a little bit? Well, it was very little. With that, he could stop overworking, he could take his studies very seriously, and he came to the house, because I normally have the students that I've got, which is about 10 or 12 throughout the world, and he came to the house one day and I said, I think you've got to change your singing teacher. This is not working. So within a very short time, he changed the singing teacher. Then he won several competitions in England, and he went on to win another competition somewhere else in the world. And he is now in New Zealand singing a role in an opera. He will be coming back to sing. He's just taking off. You see, so where it was all going wrong, one small amount of money helped him just take the edge off the exhaustion he was experiencing. And that's, as I say, the profession chooses you. You do not choose the profession. And that's hard for the young people. They don't quite, I can see them looking at me thinking, I don't believe you. I do not believe you. So I'd say it to them so many times, just think about it. But you can see them, they go blank, and they're not going to listen. So I hope one day, when they come back to me and say, you were right, it did not choose me. I wanted it so much. So let's hope we get some really good singers through this competition, and I know there are some extremely good singers, so we'll be able to say, yes, it's going to choose you, along with you choosing them. Okay, so our very first singer tonight is going to be Leonie, and she's going to announce what she's going to do. Is that right, love? Yes. Good girl.
I'm going to sing Smiley the Garden from the...
That you mumbled. They can't hear that. Stop mumbling. I am going to sing Smiley in Placabile. Say it again, say it again.
I am going to sing Smiley in Placabile.
From?
Così fan tutte.
By?
Mozart.
Mozart, there you go. How is she feeling in this? I'm not going to stop you next time, but the rest of it is so important. How is she feeling in this?
She's devastated.
Okay. Do you think she's devastated? The most important thing, I know this is a competition, and I don't like to stop you in the first bit, but the rest of it is important. It's nice if we go over it a little bit more. But the most important thing is to have that, even if you're doing a competition, you can sort of go, ascoltati. You don't have to do much, but it's just sort of, you don't have to be throwing yourself around the stage. But in this one, there's rage, isn't there? There's absolutely rage. And so you've got to sort of, even if you turn around and you did like that, just enough to tell your audience there's something more going on than ascoltati. Don't you think? Yeah. And all of it, come over, you know the music backwards, right? So as we go through it, remember that if you're going to sing the recit hard like that, all the way through, you're punching and punching and punching. And I'm not saying you're singing loud and forcing, but I think you've got to put more colour into the dynamic of what she's talking about. So think about it. And also the spaces. There's an awful lot of unaccompanied places there where you can take your time, a nice breath, and then take the next phrase. But make sure that the recit, because as we've said in so many competitions, you can sing the recit beautifully. You can sing it stunningly as long as you sing it well and everyone's right. You don't need to sing the aria because we know you know what you're doing. So it's important to sing the recit extremely well, that you know what you're doing. Okay, darling? I'm not going to stop you now. So just remember, she's not happy. That's all right. We'll give a second chance. Don't forget a second chance. So in desperation. Okay, so make sure that you don't have to rush. We're not catching a bus. So you don't have to rush it. Just use and chew up the words really nice and really enjoy those words. It's a wonderful recipe. Sorry. Here we go, right now.
Fuggi